Black belts are not necessarily self-defense experts. I've done a few clips going into this a little bit. The three siblings. So you've got martial arts, match fighting, self-defense. But I posted a picture a while ago, and it was hard pill to swallow. Your black belt doesn't mean you're a self-defense expert. A lot of people are like, how is that? What the hell do you mean by that? So, as a black belt in a martial art, that means that you have studied that specific martial art. It means that you have studied a series of physical techniques. You have been able to use those techniques, whether it be as an exhibition or whether it be in competition against somebody else. And you have either been able to demonstrate that technique to a textbook perfect level, or you've been able to utilize that technique against a non-compliant opponent, and you have been able to score a point or win a match with said technique. You've been able to do this through several different gradings of the belts to a point where you now have a black belt, meaning you pretty much know what you're talking about with that particular style. That does not cover self-defense. So being good at self-defense means that you understand the law of the country you're in, or if you're in wherever you may be, the state that you happen to be in. Being good at self-defense means that you are aware of things. It means you keep an eye out for things. You don't switch off. Being good at self-defense is being able to read people. It's being able to look at somebody and say, that guy is looking for a fight. That guy is looking to get into an argument. These are not things that you necessarily get taught in a martial arts class. Show me on the judo syllable, the BJA, the British Judo Association, show me where on their syllable it goes over, this is how the adrenaline is going to affect your body. Show me where it says, these are the physical signs that someone is about to attack you. Show me where it says, this is why you should not walk home with your headphones in and your hood up. Show me where it says, this is why you should not walk home talking on your phone. This is why you should not leave your mobile phone on the table when you go to the pub. Show me all of this stuff. Show me on the syllabus where it says, this is why you should not walk home alone after dark. Show me where it says, this is why you should not take a shortcut. Show me where it says, this is why you should not use the underground footpath walkways in cities. This is all stuff that comes under the banner of self-defense, which doesn't get taught in martial arts. Martial arts would be a set syllabus of physical techniques. Once you can do those techniques, we're done. In the same way that being a black belt in a martial art doesn't make you a good fighter. We've seen so many people get into MMA who've got a black belt in 2 or 3 things that don't work, and they've been messed up. Steven Seagal is a 7th dan black belt in Aikido. I would not put my money on him against most people in a fight, to be honest. He's a 7th dan. He's a 7th dan black belt in this martial art. He's very, very good at that martial art. It just happens to be a martial art that is pretty much useless for having a real fight. So, just because he's got the black belt, and he's one of the highest graded black belts in Aikido in the world. But he couldn't pull the plug out the bath and fight the tide. So just because you've got a black belt doesn't translate to you being a good fighter, doesn't translate to you being good at self-defense. Again, being good at self-defense isn't always necessarily the same thing as being a good fighter. It helps, but the key to self-defense is awareness and avoidance. Fighters, maybe not so much. If you're an MMA world champion, being aware of if somebody's about to fight you isn't part of the setup, because the whole makeup of having that job is, I know I'm going to fight this guy. That's why we're here. It's consensual. The self-defense is non-consensual violence. I don't want to be fighting you, but you're forcing me to do something. If we're good at self-defense, we should be good at awareness. We should be good at avoidance. We should be good at loopholing. We should be good at talking a situation down. We should be good at escape. None of these things are taught in martial arts. You might have 1 or 2 martial arts clubs that will add things, but for the most part, no, it's not on the syllabus. It's not part of that martial arts history. It's not part of what that martial art gets taught right across the board, world over. So just because you happen to be very, very good at this particular martial art doesn't mean you've got the ability for self-defense in the same way that you might be a world undefeated chess champion, but you might have zero common sense. Yeah, so it doesn't always translate that because you're a black belt in a martial art that you've had any of the training that goes hand in hand with legitimate self-defense. If you train in a martial art where you don't do the aggression lineup, where you don't have people swearing at you, where you don't have people actively resisting the techniques, then you're not going to be good at self-defense. I don't mean to offend anybody. I don't mean to upset anybody with any of this. It's the truth. So that's why I posted that picture. I found it very, very funny, but it's true. Just because you're a black belt doesn't mean you're good at self-defense. They're two very separate things. There is, of course, some overlap, but for the most part, no. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you half and half, please leave a comment. Like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever it is. It's all interaction, which is what I need to keep conversations going on this channel. Any questions, comments, queries, or suggestions, pop them in a box. Till then, next time, train hard, train smart, stay safe.